Good morning. It is such a beautiful morning this morning. In all honesty, I really didn't have the motivation to get out of bed this morning, and it took me a little while to get up, but then I checked what time the sun was rising and I decided that I wanted to go for like a beach sunrise walk. I used to do this all the time. Like, I went through an era in my life, probably like a year, where I would watch the sunrise every morning, and I just don't do that anymore. And it honestly is the best way to start the day, but obviously you have to have the motivation to like get up and get yourself out early in the morning, especially when it's the coldest time of year, because winter here on the Gold Coast we get the most beautiful sunrises, but it's so funny getting clocked vlogging in public and people looking at you like, what are you doing? Anyway, my point is that winter sunrises are honestly the best sunrises that we get here, in my opinion, and I really need this morning to be my reminder to get out and watch the sunrise more often, because it's so beautiful. I'm moving my body. I'm looking at literally like, what even is the ocean? It's so beautiful, and it's such a beautiful sunrise and such a nice way to start my day. And I think I honestly need to be more grateful for it and do it more often. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling this morning. Glad I got myself out of bed, and wow, there's an eagle. There is a lot happening this morning. It's beautiful. Anyway, good morning. Hello my beautiful friends. I am about to get into making my breakfast for the day. Today I thought that I would try and show you meals and things that I typically eat on like a working from home day. These tend to be more simple, balanced, easy to make meals that really just focus on not only flavor, because of course I focus on flavor, but also just like easy to make, efficient meals that make me feel my best and make me feel happy and healthy. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but I've been working with a naturopath for the past 6 months. Her name's Simone. She is absolutely amazing. I see her through online consults, so if you're someone who's looking for a really good naturopath, I highly recommend her. I'll leave her link down below because she's amazing. She's been helping me so much. I've been working with her on both mental and physical health stuff, and one of the things that she's really encouraged me to do, that I guess has been my only real change in diet recently, is making sure to incorporate a good source of plant-based protein in every meal, which isn't something that I was doing before, and honestly I still don't do it in every single meal, but I really try to, because she encouraged me to do that, and then I noticed how much better I was feeling when I was doing that. And so you'll probably notice today that I do try to incorporate a good source of plant-based protein into every single meal. And with breakfast, it's gonna be tempeh. Tempeh is like my go-to. On the weekends, my boyfriend and I tend to make a tofu scramble because we love cooking together and having like a nice vegan big brekkie on the weekend mornings. But during the week, I really like having tempeh because I love tempeh. I feel like this is no secret. And I feel like I can just load it onto toast with some other delicious things, and it makes for a really like nourishing, balanced, beautiful meal that tastes really good and makes me feel really good and satiated. So yeah, that'll be my breakfast this morning, and let's get into making it. For the day now, and I have a couple of things on the agenda. The first thing is that I need to finish editing a video. I need to do a voiceover for it, edit the voiceover in, sort of like all that stuff, like the text and things like that. I add all of that at the end, the text, the music, the voiceover, all of that needs to be done. So I need to do that for a video that I have. And then I also need to continue working on my newsletter, which I mentioned in a recent video that I have decided to launch a newsletter through my website. And I am really excited for this. I'm feeling the desire to try some new things when it comes to work because I've been doing YouTube for a long time now. I've been posting some more short form content as well, which I've been really enjoying, but I really want to ramp up my website, add a newsletter, and just have a new way of connecting with you in that form. And I think it's just good for me to challenge myself creatively and try something new, because when you've been doing the same thing constantly, obviously there's constant creative evolution, but I feel like I'm so in a rhythm with everything that I just like to give something new a go. So I am going to do that. If you are interested in signing up for my newsletter, I have decided it's going to be one every month on the 1st of every month. So the first one is going to launch on the 1st of July. I will leave a link down below and details of how to sign up for the newsletter to get the first one on the 1st of July if you are interested. And at the moment, the plan is to share recipes I've been loving that month, as well as products that I have been loving that month, and also just a little bit of like a write-up and a chat about something that has been on my mind or something that I've been exploring that month. I'm just really excited in general to just like try something new. But if there's anything extra you can think of you want to see in the newsletters, let me know. But I'm excited to keep working on it today because I've been really loving it so far, and it's just like, yeah, a fun new thing to be exploring. I'll tell you what, there is genuinely no feeling like exporting a video, like finishing a video that you've been editing for 8 hours and hitting that export button is amazing. And I love editing. It's like arguably one of my favorite parts of making videos, but it's still an amazing feeling. Anyway, I've finished editing my video and I've been working away on my newsletter, which I'm so excited about. And I want to say a big thank you to my friends at Squarespace for kindly sponsoring this video. I literally came up with the idea to do the newsletter when I was scrolling in the back end of Squarespace, and I fathomed the ease at which I would be able to send out a newsletter to people who subscribe to it, and I was so excited. That's honestly the main thing I love about Squarespace. I feel like they take things that seem like they would be overwhelming or difficult to do and they make them easy and user-friendly, and that honestly to me as a one-woman show running my business is so ideal. And yeah, once I fathomed how I could send a newsletter out, I was like, okay, well, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to do this newsletter, and now I'm really excited about it because it's not something that seems, like I said, confronting or overwhelming. I know so many people who use Squarespace for different businesses, and it truly does work for many different people, regardless of whether you're looking to sell products or services, just have your portfolio or have a blog, whether that be a food blog or another blog. It's really, really functional for so many different things. If you're ever looking to host or design your own website, you can go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/AmandaDux, and you can use my code, which is AmandaDux. It will get you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cooked myself some lunch. I've got to assemble it. So let me show you what we have going on. So I started by grating some tofu, and then I coated it in some soy sauce, barbecue sauce, liquid smoke, and a little bit of olive oil, and I put that in the oven to bake. I usually bring it out when it starts to get crispy around the edges. And then I also have some charred corn. These are just corn kernels from the can that I drained and rinsed, and I just put some oil and salt in there, and I allowed those to get nice and charred. And then over here I have some lemon mayonnaise, which I just made with some fresh lemon juice as well as some vegan mayo that I mixed together. I also have some cucumber and some greens, and I'm also about to microwave some rice. I've honestly been loving making this bowl recently. I feel like all of the flavors just work so beautifully together, and it's really quick and easy to whip up as well, honestly, which I also appreciate when I'm working from home. Like, I'm someone who loves to cook, obviously, but I really do like to still be able to make a nourishing and delicious meal when I don't have a whole heap of time on my hands. And as well as that, I absolutely love charred corn, and I feel like it just is super, super delicious in this bowl. And as well as that, this barbecue shredded tofu is so ridiculously delicious. I hadn't tried this kind of tofu until my boyfriend started cooking using shredded tofu quite a lot, grated tofu I should say, and I feel like it just adds, not adds, but like soaks up so much flavor so easily, and it's just a nice different texture to have. And this has become my favorite way to make a shredded tofu. And then I just drizzle this sauce on top. Wow, this actually looks so good. I'm so keen for lunch today. And then I have a super delicious and nourishing lunch. Honestly, look at that. It looks so good in my opinion, not to toot my own horn or anything, but it looks so good and it tastes so good as well. And then I'm also having a kombucha with my lunch. This, I know this might sound dramatic, but this is like my favorite kombucha flavor of all time. It's the best kombucha I've ever tasted. The small batch lychee and strawberry. If you can find any of this, definitely give it a go because it is so, okay. It is so, so good. Okay, so it is about 4 p.m. right now. I'm having my little afternoon sweet treat. We know how much I love a Loco Love. They're like my favorite chocolates. And a couple of weeks ago, I was on my period and I had awful period pain, and my boyfriend came home with some Loco Loves, but he got me a couple that I hadn't tried before. And this was one of them, the coconut cashew. And I was a bit skeptical because I was like, I don't know about coconut personally, but oh my goodness, it is literally my new favorite. It is so ridiculously good. So I am going to enjoy this afternoon. Look at that. I swear a Loco Love is just like the perfect chocolate. Like, what did I actually eat before Loco Love came onto the scene? Look at that. I'm very sorry if you can hear the dishwasher going. Normally I would just wait to film once the dishwasher was done, but I am on a bit of a time crunch this afternoon because I have netball tonight and I want to prep dinner for me to eat when I get home. Over my past few years of playing netball and having these late nights, I've really learned about myself that no matter how many times I say that I will, most of the time I won't cook dinner when I get home. And it's not a good habit to be in. So I really like to try and have something prepped, or know my boyfriend's gonna be cooking for me so that there's something for me to have when I get home. But he is not home tonight, so I'm cooking for one and I wanna be organized and have a dinner to come home to. So I'm gonna prep a noodle stir fry this afternoon. This is honestly like just a go-to for me when I want a simple meal. Usually I like tempeh or tofu as my source of plant-based protein, and then I use whatever stir-fried veg I have in the house and typically make some kind of sauce, sometimes with peanut butter, sometimes just like a soy sauce base. We'll see what ingredients I have on hand, and that dishwasher is really making a lot of noise right now. Anyway, I'll check out what we have on hand and get into making a very simple dinner. Ready for Nettie tonight, and I'm so excited. I always just look forward so much to when I get to go and play netball, and I know I talk about it a lot on my YouTube channel, but it's genuinely like such a big part of my life now. And it's actually wild to think about a few years ago when I met my friend Nikki, and she encouraged me to get back into netball. And ever since I've done it, because netball is something that I played a lot when I was younger, I really feel more and more like it's such a good idea as an adult to tap into those things that you did when you were younger that make you feel your best and that you enjoy. And I think it's even better if those are things that you can do as a part of a community, because for me, netball is, and like the netball community is such an important part of my life now. And no matter what kind of day I'm having, like when I'm having a really good day, I look forward to going to Netty. And then when I'm having a bit of a crap day, I still look forward to going. And it's not like everyone there is my bestie or anything like that, but there's just this general rapport and just this nice feeling of being a part of a community, and like everyone just being there to move their bodies and do something that makes them feel good. I personally feel like the older I get, the more I really lean on community, and I really feel like being a part of a community is a core value for me. And so let this be your reminder, if you have thought about getting back into something that you loved, or joining a community group or anything like that in your area, playing a team sport again, if that's something that you're interested in doing, you should definitely do it. It has changed my life for the better. I was so nervous, what was it, 4 years ago when I got back into playing netball? So incredibly nervous, and now it's like a routine part of my week that makes me feel good on my bad days. And I look forward to it, honestly, whenever I get to do it. Like, it's never a chore for me, which is a really nice feeling. Anyway, I'm gonna finish getting myself ready and take myself off to netball for the night, and I'll see you when I get home.